Hello, and happy Sunday, everybody. So we're back again with Farm Sim 2011, our sentimental farming, and yeah, it's Sunday. So I'm just gonna. I think because I've already got the achievements, I don't get to see the bottles. Because I'm pretty sure there was one up here. As you'd expect, I mean, an empty bottle out the front of the shirt would be outright, really. Oh no, there are ones. I see one. It's rolled onto the dock. Do with that. Aside from the obvious of fill it with water and use it as a drinking bottle, here's all the way back over here. Recycling bin. That's what I talked about yesterday. Yeah, plus 1%. And actually, getting these does make a difference. I think it get some achievement. I think you actually get some money, and you also do you get better prices or something like that. Something. So plus 1%. So let's have a look. Just see if that made a difference to any of the prices. Yes, the prices are up to 1441. So doing that will benefit us, but I won't bore everyone with it all at once. But we could go and do the ones here, because there's ones around this building. Is that one in here? Yep. I have to remember where they all are. I think there's 100 bottles or something like that. So there's a lot of them. Well, oop. Some of them are pretty tricky to get to. So yeah, so we're going to do bottle collecting simulator first up. Let's get our eye. Thank you very much. So that's gotten some more. Again, like I said, I'm not going to excessively fussy over it. The reason we're over here is I thought, well, I'm going to seed on one of the fields because I said about I don't think we actually need to plough or do anything to the fields because I think they are just empty. So then I came over here and I realised, hey, we've got a whole bunch of crop that we haven't harvested. Looks like it's canola, which is what we'll be seeding because it's a good value. So let's get stuck into that. Again, we're not using hired workers for this. Because we burned through all our money. That's rather silly of us, but there we go. That's what we did. That is what we did. Oh, and I didn't spray this field. Oh well, too late now. Well, not really, but it's not too late. We've just only harvested this one slice, so we started. You don't have to go on, so we get this one slice done. One slice. There we go. It's 243 per. So this is what I was doing with this field. So that's how far I've got. But we're going to abandon that for now. Well, actually, we can take that plough back to the what's it, because then all bar one plough will be will be back at the farm. I think we only need one plough because I don't think we actually need to plough. I think we just need to cultivate because the ploughing obviously goes over the edge and it's frustrating and annoying and silly. So we just need to cultivate. Ploughing's for making new fields, so we're gonna avoid that. So what we are gonna do though is drop that off, and we're gonna go and get our sprayer. Bum, 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 bum. So yeah, so hopefully everyone's having a fantabulous weekend, a nice chill Sunday afternoon. Well, if you're in the UK, if you're not in the UK and you're in a different time zone, hopefully having a chill X, where X equals what it is for you.
All hands brace for impact.
Bum 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 bum. Doodly doodly doo. Ah. Bum 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 bum. Oh. It all seems so far away because kind of the speed of the tractors is slow. I don't know if it's just a thing of thingness. Yeah. So we shall see. Bum 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 bum. Don't mind that I'm going over the edge a little bit into what we've already cut. Because I'd rather do a little extra than not enough. Space view. Not quite space view because you can't zoom out that much, but what I'll do is just to kind of confirm that this is worthwhile, which I'm pretty sure it is. Just going to get down to this end again. I'm going to come back and do another row with the harvester. Haven't got enough done. Just going to confirm. So let's. No, harvester. Harvey the harvester. So there we go. So we've got 243, 5%. So if we got more than, well, let's say more than 500, more than 10% by the time we get back up the top, we will be in good stead. Bom, bom, bidi, bom. Bom, 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 bidi, bom. So we're already over 500, over 10%. So we've yeah, gone from 243 to 825. Yeah, almost 600, so that's maybe even more than double the yield, maybe more than. So yeah, definitely do it. Definitely do it. And obviously, let's whilst I'm in a singing musical mode, let's go for our standard wonderful fun.
Many years ago, on a field not far away, Hitman and Fatman started to farm and play. Beware the red tractor, it surely will become a Derpalophagus factor, bouncing right up to the sun. Up and down the field we go, sowing seeds with love, we watch them grow. Up and down the field we go, where the crazy innocent will never know. As the years fly by, farming does go on, witnessing forks of justice. Some friends have been and gone, enjoying the time as if it were a crime. The clock ticks on, but the fun dies by. Up and down the field we go, sowing seeds with love, we watch them grow. Up and down the field we go, where the crazy innocent will never know. As the years fly by, the farming does go on, witnessing forks of justice. Some friends have been and gone, enjoying the time as if it were a crime. The clock ticks on, but the fun dies by. Up and down the field we go, sowing seeds with love, we watch them grow. Up and down the field we go, where the crazy innocent will never know. And down, sown with love, we watch them grow. And down the field we go, sowing seeds with love, we watch them grow. Up and down the field we go, where the crazy innocent will never know.
There we go. Up and down the field we go. That's exactly what we're doing. Exactly what we're always doing. Well, not always, but majority of the time. So, there we go. A lot of fun and games. A lot of fun and games writing those lyrics as well as generating the song. Sufficient times to get that version out, I think. So, go. Do, 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 doodly do, do. Do, doodly do, do. Need to get on some more songs because I'd love to have a whole bunch of buttons and a playlist for those. But they're just fun. Oopsie. So, down, sit down, sit. Nice and chill. Oh, there's a bottle. Weren't even looking for that one, were we? But we found it nonetheless. Oh, we ran out. Ran out. Let's go get some more. Take us about an hour to get back to the farm and back, but that's okay. Ooh. One more lot of spray should be plenty. And the amount of income that's going to be generated from that should be plenty enough to pay for fertilizer we're going to use. So, definitely what we want to do. What we'll do is we'll stop by the recycling bin on the way over there. So what I'm going to do is refill that. I'm just going to run around the farm and grab a few of the bottles that are here. See if we can get ourselves up above 1% for the pricing. And if you haven't already noticed, we have it's at the back here. This side. No. This side. This one. And of course, going off of ancient memories. Do, do, do. Something. Is it just the fact that you can get on the... It's just the fact that you can get on. Can't use these ones, unfortunately. Dang it. Nice if we could use that drop spot bin for the bottles. Ah, maybe it's... No. Oh well. I'll figure it out. So I really don't... all. Just get vague memories when I wander about. Back. Do a little run through town as well. Must be some around. Well, yep. It's one or two, but let's go. One. We don't get the bonus money until we've collected all 100. But said if it does increase our crop prices, better to get more sooner. Stop it there. Well, there's one here, I think. There. Nope. There's one up. Down. Oop. Like so. Definitely some in the town as well. We'll grab these ones and then we'll zip back and tractor. There. Like a bottle hunting crazy person. Give me all your bottles. I want to go recycling. This one. Recycle your bottles. Some places that do, some places that don't. There's a fair few. Basketball house rings a bell, but some that are hidden better than others. Basic trick shots to get to effectively. Oh, this one. No. Can't. One somewhere around one of the tables. It's back garden it's in, I don't remember. Here. Ah, there you go. There's one. Did say some were hidden better than others. Let's head along. Oh, there's some over on the island as well. We'll leave those for now, so we can get started on, get back to our harvesting. Ah, there we go, we're up to 13%, so if we now look... Yeah, the prices haven't gone up that much. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they've just gone up by that much anyway. Who knows? But it definitely does help us. Bottle me, says Mikey. Well, hello, Mikey. How are you this weekend? I hope you're well. As you can see, we're on a bit of a throwback, so I'm going back to the beginnings of my farm sim journey, whilst we're waiting for 25 to come out. So, because why not? So just fertilising this field that was already ready for us before we harvest it. The difference in yield is just too crazy not to realise. So how are you? Hope you're well. A little tired after yesterday. Oh. See, it's throwback time. Don't think you can find the download link for the first version of Farm Sim. I've got the first version of Farm Sim. So when we did all of the streams leading up to the launch of Farm Sim 22, I actually purchased 2008 and 2009 on DVD. So I have those versions. They're actually installed on this computer. But I'm sticking with this because this is where I started. Maybe not where the franchise started, but certainly where I started. And 2008, 2009 are, well, I think, well represented by this. I think this one has the best base functionality of the three of those. There's yeah. I kind of in my head I almost think of 2008 as the demo version, 2009 as the first version, and then this is version 2, if you will. That's just my opinion. So there we go. We have now achieved our achievement of Chivingtons, which is to spray the field. Now we can finish the harvest up, get the monies. You originally started on the German version. Oh, nice. Which German version would that have been? I think 2008 was. You actually almost had to download different images to translate it into English. So. But yes, I did see that. Maybe it was 2000. Maybe it was the version of 2009 I had as well. I don't know. But yes, it was good fun. Like I said, I think I said yesterday, the reason I started off on this is because it was one of the few games that were ported and were available in the Mac store. Because I was rocking a 2011 MacBook Pro, and I was going, I want to play some computer games on this thing. And Farm Sim happened to be one of the options. Well, about the only option really, but it was that and one other game, I think, but there were really not very many games at that time for the Mac. So yeah. So hopefully you're having a good weekend, Mikey. You're tired after yesterday. So what was yesterday? Was it just... Or did you have to work yesterday? Which would be not great for a weekend. Don't drive too fast, don't drive too fast, don't drive too fast. This is, for anyone that never played 2011, this is the one where you have different speed cruise controls. Not variable speed cruise control, but different set speed cruise control. So 1, 2, and 3 are your cruise control keys. So interesting visual blip there, where it's kind of repeats a whole bunch of stuff for a fraction of a second down the screen. That's why I kept pressing it. Trying to see what it says, but just repeating hire worker, turn off cutter, and possibly a few others. There we go. So yeah. Up for work at 6:30. Then bonfire. Ah, okay. Didn't get to bed till midnight. Ah, okay. I didn't realise it was bonfire night so soon. I suppose, yeah. Everyone's getting in early on it. Hello, Jeremy. Hope you're well. You're doing more craziness here. Well, as always. There's always craziness. But, let's get a few more passes before we offload. Starts beginning of September till end of November with the big ones on the 5th. Yeah. Fortunately, I don't have to swear at everyone attending those bonfires nowadays. A good few years ago, I was everyone that was setting off fireworks, and that's the people locally, not the people attending the bonfires, but the people setting off the fireworks almost every evening from October through to mid-November or whatever. Yeah. I used to basically, in my head, scream at them because they've frightened the living daylights out of summer. Fortunately, Wilson, he barks at them. He gets a bit disturbed for a minute. He barks at it as if someone's going to try and come in the house. And then when I tell him it's all right, he chills out. So, 1 second. Let's just run it, God. Good morning. Hello. Let's just deal with our friendly neighborhood person who wants, well, bot that wants to sell viewers, because I already have the best viewers. I don't need to purchase them. I already have the best. The best are the real people that show up and actually want to participate. Or lurk. If you want to lurk, that's fine. I don't take that personally at all. Yes, so how's Granite God today? God is good. Excellent. Is Granite God good enough that it will be Star Trek Day today? So I only ask because I don't ever remember schedules. Does Granite God have plans? Probably not. Friends coming over. Ah, excellent. And we'll be going out. Oh, nice. That's cool. Granite God's turning into a social butterfly, which is wonderful. Oh, and I totally initiated another row when I didn't mean to. You know it's weird. Ah, yeah. It's not bad, not a bad thing. It's certainly not a criticism from this angle.
All hands brace for impact.
I have to remember the buttons because the buttons are different. So there we go. Up on the hill there, we'll call that the Church of Granite God. Because reasons. On the 7th day, Granite God ordered everyone to drink water. Ah, okay. Well, thank you very much. I see the hydrate. Very nicely done, and we'll make sure we go. No, it's not triggering. I do that, and it doesn't trigger the microphone. How rude. But there we go. I would have thought the first commandment of the Church of Granite God would be that thou shalt not cast stones. There we go. Maybe I'm overthinking it. It's entirely possible. We cast stones on the first day. Okay, that's fine. Better than casting aspersions, I suppose. So, but there we go. Such fun. Da 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 da. See, have you heard the song yet, Granite God? I can't remember if you've heard the song. Let's break out the song just because we can. Because why not? I think you probably have, but I can't remember. Started to farm and play. Beware the red tractor, it surely will become a Derpalophagus factor bouncing right up to the sun. Up and down the field we go, sowing seeds with love, we watch them grow. Up and down the field we go, where the crazy innocence will never know. Dang ads. Fly by. Farming does go on, witnessing forks of justice. Some friends have been and gone, enjoying the time as if it were a crime. The clock ticks on, but the fun dies by. Up and down the field we go, sowing seeds with love, we watch them grow. Up and down the field we go, where the crazy innocent will never Hey, Sabbath. Good old times indeed. Bit of nostalgia. Mind your ears on the open decks. The ship's whistle is about to be sounded to signify the arrival of Farmer Kurt. Welcome, Farmer Kurt. He thought it said sentient farming for a second. Well, yeah, I don't think we're not gonna do sentient. Chilled out, sentimental, nostalgic, all those good words of remembering the fun times we had with the older games. Like I said, we've done the achievements on 22, we've done the achievements on 19. So I thought I'm going to go back to where I started my love affair with the Farm Sim franchise, up until 25 releases. So we've got about a month. So that's the weekend streams. So I think there we go. And it's good fun. Gives us something to do. So because I'm going to start. I did get a new game last week because it was like £3 or £4 on sale, like 70% off. So I think, yeah, 70% off. That's a price. That's a discount I can go with. Free is better. 70% off is good. Farmer Kurt started with 2011 as well. Cool. That's yeah, like I said, the reason I started with FS 2011 was it was a game that was available on the Mac, and I was on my MacBook Pro, so yeah, and I fell in love with it, and then realised it was available for the PC. My mother fell in love with it, and she was playing it. My brother fell in love with it; he was playing it. All three of us were playing it for like seriously, like playing it day and night, and all that business. So yeah. Love that the whole family were just a bunch of farmers. Yeah, well, it's kind of in the blood, Granite God. So my grandfather operated a cattle farm, a dairy farm, for I have no idea how many years, and then my uncle took it over. That's my mother's brother. My uncle took it over. Yeah, and that's where I spent most of my, well, a lot of weekday evenings in the summer months, a lot of weekends all year round up at the farm. And that is, of course, the map when I get back to building it. That's the map that I'm building, that I'm going to try and get done for 25. So I've kind of paused. I'm now pausing and waiting for 25 because 25 gives the better resolution of terrain detail. So that's what I'm holding out for. It's worth doing. It's worth doing properly, or completely screwing it up. So yeah. So what are you up to today, Kerr? I hope you're having fun. And again, thank you for the 10 bits. I didn't say thank you. I said thank you for the chips whistle. Thank you for the 10 bits. Very much appreciated. I was thinking this morning, I do need to look at my Mix It Up bot, and I need to configure it so that your entrance command is basically your command with a voiceover of me saying it, and then the ship's whistle automated. So that's I'm going to look at that. It's not done yet, but it's easy enough to do. It's just going to be remembering it, because brain, cognitive, executive function, hello. Ooh. All that stuff. So yeah. So we are. I said this is only the second, so we did stream yesterday with this. Of course, it was morning time, so for all those over in the US, it possibly was a little bit too night time, sleepy time for you, which is fine. You feel that, especially when it comes to mix-up, which reminds me to need to do the update. Oh yeah, the update is fine if you don't use. So I have like my ending screen, which is uses a different overlay to the default overlay. But if you just use the default overlay, the warning that it gives you on the update is not to be worried about. Assume you haven't updated to like, what was it 1.2.0, whatever it is. So, did the brown cows really make chocolate milk? Well, that's a secret that I'm sorry we can't share. Very sorry. Of course, what you really need to know is that the brown cow said, "How now?" So there we go. Okay, so yeah, we were. We had to be careful. Had to be careful. So. Some very interesting things. I mean, if you were to take a health and safety inspector back in time and go around that farm where we as like kids between like 7 and teenage would wander around, sometimes on our own, unsupervised, down the woods and stuff like that. And yeah, the health and safety inspector would go, no, don't shut it down. Tell you, but just send Hitman to finish you off so the secret stays just that. Okay. Oh dear. Hitman was thrilled yesterday when we did the YouTube premiere, because we'd had this huge pause in the gameplay because Squirrely got disconnected and then reconnected, and it takes him ages to connect. So I actually did a poll in the episode to see, okay, well, have you place your bets as to how long the synchronizing screen holds us up for. And even before the episode, Hitman had put his vote in, and he was actually right. He was most thrilled. And it wasn't the fact that he'd remembered it and just recorded how much time it took. It was pure fluke. So yeah, so that was amusing. You only used the one overlay, so you should be fine, Pharmaca. It put me off for a little time, but all I did was, because I do use the two different overlays. I have an end screen overlay, which is where it throws up the end credits when I go to that screen, which I don't always remember to do. I just had to change the URL for the browser source in OBS, so it wasn't really. The warnings make it sound scarier than it actually is. So. Da 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 da. But yeah, I always with stuff like that, it's kind of, I open up, mix it up like just before I start streaming. Okay, there's an update. No, don't be silly. Not right before I start streaming. That's just asking for trouble. The same with OBS. It's like, there's an update. It's like, yeah, but you could have told me before. Not doing it right this second before I start streaming. And then I think, oh, I'll do it immediately after the stream and just test it, and then forget. And then you start the next stream. It's like, dang it! I meant to update that. So sometimes I just end up putting like a little reminder in my calendar for the next day. I've got update software. It needs doing. So because I can't remember if it was OBS or if it was Streamlabs OBS. But every time I updated it, it would kill the microphone. So I'd start a stream and everyone would be like, you're muted, and I'd have to reselect the audio stream to actually activate the microphone every time it updated, and it was just infuriating. So, fortunately, either if it was OBS they fixed it and it doesn't do it anymore, or it was Streamlabs OBS and I now use OBS, so which means I don't have an issue, which is always fun. Non-issues are always better than issues. So we are just trying to get our harvest in. Well, not really ours, we've kind of inherited it, so but that's okay. It's one of the beauties of this version. You start the game and you own everything everywhere. All the fields are yours. And yeah, you can just pick up and start harvesting. Not to say that newer versions aren't just as good, because of course you've got the contract, so you can start making money even before you buy a field. So you can't rent equipment in this. But it's good. So yeah, so hopefully everyone's weekend has been kind and fun. Do. Okay. Driving too fast. Been good? Excellent. That's what we like to hear. Ah! Press 3 instead of 2. Oh. Still. We're going to have a nice chill stream and then I start screaming, ah! Always helps. Oh, you did CrossFit again? Much to Serenar's excitement. Oh, yeah, I can imagine. Serenar is, I'm not going to say a brand ambassador, but certainly an advocate. So, speaking of which, I need to do something with Serenar's potatoes. So, if that sounds random, it is. Serenar, if you're out there, I still have your potatoes. I'm holding them hostage. Them into steak fries. That's an option. That's an option. Of course, if you have steak fries, you have to go and get a steak to go with them. That's not a bad idea either. So, never actually, because I've tried that. I've got the air fryer, so it'd be nice to try some steak fries in that. Nice thick cut. Num, 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 num. Not quite roast potato size, but not far off it. Definitely not. Your shipment of steaks came yesterday and seared a sirloin and turned out pretty good. Ooh. Yeah. No, I'm somewhat spoiled in that I tended to have when I had enough money to do it, I tended to have fillet steak, because why would you not have the best? Come on. I always enjoyed my fillet steak. So let's get that. There we go. Yes. Oh, there we go. Not quite full. Well, not quite emptied. That's what I'm trying to say. Food is something you spoil yourself on. Like really humanely treated cows, chickens, pigs, etc. Yeah, the whole pigs thing was a bit of a challenge because I can't remember it. Dare mentioned a podcast. I can't remember if that was when he was streaming or if that was just not when he was streaming, but he mentioned that he'd listened to a podcast in which they'd kind of talked about the treatment of pigs, and yeah, that's kind of got me. I'm not completely off pork, but I'm certainly avoiding it where I can and where I remember. But yeah, definitely want them treated as well as possible. Those reasons. That's one of the reasons. I mean, I'm gonna tangent-ish. For anyone that has or has not watched Clarkson's Farm, regardless of what you think of the person, whenever he's done the animals and whatnot, he's kind of cared for them. He's gotten attached to them, and then when it's come that time, he's kind of shed a tear as he's kind of taken them where they need to go. And I mean, yeah, still does it, but he feels it. So. Pigs raises me pretty awful because they overstuff. Yeah, it wasn't that Dare was referring to. It's more the actual end of things. So yeah. So again, maybe some of the folks in the American audience might not have seen Clarkson's Farm. I think it's on Amazon Prime, but it's if you are familiar with Jeremy Clarkson, you see a completely different side to him in that series than you do elsewhere, and I have enjoyed all 3 seasons thus far and looking forward to a 4th. Yeah. Well, if you have Prime, Granite God, yeah, like I said, Clarkson's Farm. It's funny, and I think there's an acknowledgement that with that series, Clarkson's done more for British farming than the UK government has in the recent years. So, quite sure how true that is. I don't have any stats or anything, but yeah, it's certainly helps with awareness. But there we go. So now we've got to figure out where we're going to sell our wares. We're almost done here. Well, I say we're almost done. We're now going to turn the field around. Just like this. There we go. We turn the field around. Not really. I'm joking. What I'm going to do is see how much money we get from this, because we might be able to hire some workers again, or we may not. There we go. Harvesterization completed. Exactly, Farmer Kurt. You with me? You're with me. There we go. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit lonely, and I can't remember the rest of the song. You didn't want to hear that. What the heck are you doing here? Okay, so we're looking at canola. it's best off at the mill, which is right where we are. Fantabulousness. So, there we go. Of course, the annoying thing with this game, and yeah, I mean, annoying is perhaps a bit too strong, but the fact that the drop key is also the same as the detach trailer key. So if you weren't quite on the point, you ended up detaching the trailer, not actually dropping the load. So. So drop the rest of this out of here. There we go. And of course, there's a lot of convenience now because we can change the time frame. You have to exit. You have to save and exit your game and go back to the main menu to change the time frame that you're working here. That's okay. And I kind of do these. Obviously, anyone that was in their stream yesterday afternoon, he's made very clear he's waiting until 25 is on a heavier discount to buy it. I can't say I blame him. There's a lot of focus on, okay, well, let's get the new game, and it is a lot of money. It's a lot of money. So now we've got 50,000 squidoodledoodlers. 50,000 squidoodledoodlers. Now I would potentially have done this with a worker, but the workers don't tend to do massively well on the edges, so I might see if we can do the edges and then see if we can get a worker to do it. The reason I'm going cultivating rather than ploughing and cultivating is because the plough doesn't have a setting to not go over the edge of the field. So there we are. It says all the heavy-duty simulation like train sim, farm sim are sheesh prices. Indeed, they are. But they've got a big market now, and yeah. I was talking with Mikey and with Shaun of the Dirt the other day about that, just kind of how, because of the progress that's happened with farm sim, anyone who goes into the market now is at an automatic disadvantage because we all expect so much. We expect a game to be better than Farming Simulator to come in and be a competitor, not to be a new game that's perhaps at the level that this game, i.e. 2011, is at. And I think those expectations unfairly push new competitors out of viability. If you look back at Pure Farming 2018, it's a game that I still haven't finished playing it yet. Still got achievements to do, but it was another very, very fun game. It was almost a hybrid between a farm management game and Farming Simulator. It was really good. I mean, it had its flaws, like everything that's first version. And I think the one that Mikey and Shaun were mentioning, which I hadn't actually gotten, where the devs kind of, well, where the management took the money and ran after they'd done early access. I think it was Cattle and Crops or something like that. So, but yeah, so it's just a shame because you you get a few unscrupulous people and you get unrealistic expectations of the audience, and then all of a sudden it's Catland crops. Yeah, I think so. I did have a look in the what's it? But yeah, thanks, Mark. Like I said, I never actually played that one myself. I don't think it ever got on my radar, so I don't know why. There was one. There was a farm game that was on my wish list for a long, long time, and it was supposed to come out years ago, and it never did. And that was one where you were going to have to like fix it up, and it was Farm and Fix, I think. And
All hands brace for impact.
it just never materialised. It was a shame because from what they were describing, it would have been a fantastic game. And there was, oh well, we'll put it out when it's ready. But then they announced it was going to come out at a particular time, and then it just never did. Which was a dang shame, really. There we go. Oh, I wasn't going to do this. I was going to do the round and round, the round, the round. Let's see. Let's do some more edges of the field and see if we can get a worker on this. So we can go and do some other fun things. Like grabbing a different seeder and seeding a different field. Sure it wasn't Farmers Dynasty? No, it will definitely... It wasn't Farmers Dynasty that they were talking about, because they were talking about a game where they'd released a game and it had a bunch of bugs. Maybe it was something even different than Catland Crops, because there was a game that got released, and yeah, they pocketed the early access money, and then just never released any patches or updates to it. Yeah, so there you go. Mikey's there. We've got his attention. Catland Crops, yes. And I have to admit, I did have real trouble hearing that in the what's it. It wasn't until like I reprocessed the audio in my head about 10 seconds after you said it the second time that I actually realised what you said. So, okay, there we go. Yeah. So, am I sure what wasn't Farmers Dynasty? No, Farmers Dynasty. I think had a lot of potential as well, but again, an issue. But no, what I was talking about there was, I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed Pure Farming. I enjoyed Farmers Dynasty. I know Dare had a lot of troubles with it. And I kind of liked with Farmers Dynasty. I kind of liked the idea of having the story of building the family and building relationships with the community as well. So that's kind of a little bit, again, cross between kind of Farm Sim and Stardew Valley, but in a little bit more of a different style. I don't remember, we were trying to make a joke, but the brain cell ran away too soon. Okay, well, that's alright, Farmer Cat. I make jokes and they sometimes just don't land, so it's the way it goes. If we could be funny all the time, then everyone would die of laughter, so it's probably a good thing. Let's go and do... Oh. Let's go and do that. I'm going to call it the bottom of the field. Need a bigger runway for them to land. Yep. Perhaps we'll get Perhaps we'll get Derpy to help us out with that, because he'll know what size runway we need. So... we could be funny all the time. Would be Hitman, and that's a scary thought. Well, yeah. But you see, Hitman's not funny deliberately all the time, you see? That's the thing. So... oh, dear. Make sure there's no 2x4 on it. Yeah, 2x4 with a rusty nail. Although he's chilled out now that he doesn't have to organise the farming, because I kind of do. I run the server, I do the organisation, so he basically shows up and I tell him what to do, and it works a lot better for him. But of course, when in all the different YouTube series that happened beforehand, when it was everyone shows up and Hitman was the one with the plan and issuing out all the different jobs for everyone to do, and you got at times you got like 5-6 people showing up. It was a lot. So bless him. Of course, it wasn't like I tried to troll him at all ever. So there we go. So now let's see if this one is going to work okay, or if it's going to leave us some... Sometimes it leaves us some weirdness at either end of the field, so... just going to leave it go for a bit. Okay, so there, that one. As you can see, I've already selected canola. See. No, it's doing that all right. We'll see.
It's a Derpalopagus.
Thank you very much, Farmer Kurt, for the 25 bits and the "It's a Derpalopagus." See what I mean? It's left that bit, which is frustrating. Exhibit A. It is indeed a Derpalopagus. Although I stand by my opinion there, it absolutely was a Derpalopagus. That tractor that he showed up in was derpticulated. It got tracks. It was a quad track, if I recall correctly, and it was derpticulated, which definitely qualifies as a Derpalopagus. So. The way you used to do it, Mikey, was you guys are recording, you decide what to do, and you'll work around you. And that's fine. I mean, Squirrely, very often, and Squirrely has his own things that he wants to go and do, and he makes a ton of money for us, bless his heart. So, but yeah, but by that token, Mikey, I mean, I'll have you join in again if you are interested. With a bit late for All Depths Farm now, because we only got 6 or 7 more episodes until the end of 22, and then we'll be on 25. But you would always be welcome to join. Although the scary thought came up yesterday in Dare's stream of he's got Ranch Sim, so he's suggesting that I join him and Serenar with Ranch Sim, so that could be a fun one. I'd definitely do that. Just going to drop some of this equipment back to the farm. If you want oh, actually there's, where is it? I'm just gonna, if you want better evidence than that, exhibit you've put in exhibit A. What are we gonna do? I've got evidence to the contrary that shows Hitman is the aggressor. Where is it? we can go with this one.
Pat, I got a bigger tractor and it's articulated. I'm gonna smack you with this.
Evasive maneuvers, gamma sequence, Ensign.
Oh, and did I mention it's a faster tractor too?
In the left corner we have Fadman, and in the right corner we have Hitman.
Plus I can turn sharper.
Exhibit C.
Pat, I'm introducing you to the teabag.
Lovely. Thank you so much. And thank you for sharing that on screen as well.
You're welcome.
So, yeah. So, and of course, Hitman's favourite one.
Sarcastic, sassy, what a bunch. What a bunch.
Sassy man! So, yeah. Hitman, he certainly brings a lot to, yeah. Like I say, when you consider it's been, I think it was 2014, I started the YouTube channel. And Hitman actually was one of my first 5 subscribers, I think, when I started. And to think he sent a message that said, hey, I've got an idea for doing a series on Farm Sim. And this was Farm Sim 2013. Got an idea for doing a series on Farm Sim where we seed all of the fields with grass, so there are no fields. We have to, if we want to plant crops, we have to kind of work them to convert them over to crops. You can't just go straight away and seed them. And we should use like some of the old school equipment, the small equipment, and make it really hard. And that was his suggestion, and he did all of the work to kind of pre-seed the fields to grass on the map and sent it to me. And then we started doing a multiplayer farm sim series when it was peer-to-peer. No servers, it was peer-to-peer. So the connection was absolutely horrific for him at times. But there we go. Early version of No Man's Land, yes, very, but not quite as open. So it was still got all the roads and everything. So it was basically the 2013 map, but just with grass. But yeah, that kind of concept, Mikey. And I love the No Man's Land map, and of course the Western Wilds, which was the newer version of it that got, well, not the newer version of No Man's Land, but the newer map from Alien Gym. Western Wild was, I actually liked it better. But there we go. So, which is all the fun of the fair. So that ready. What else would we do? We are going to leave that there. Leave that there. We're going to get this one, and we're going to get another seeder. We're going to get another seeder, and we're going to get seeding another field. That's the plan. So. This is why we spent all our money last time. We kind of got these Asia seeders. Okay, change over. I love how the wheels just kind of roll backwards while we're in the air. Just because, why not? Get some seeds. Ah! I'm just going to check a theory. My theory last time, and I'm fairly sure I'm right, was the fields that haven't got crops on them, haven't got grass and haven't got a crop on them, are in a state that you can seed them directly. You don't have to cultivate them. But we're gonna just gonna. So, because I seem to remember this, but I want to prove it. So. Okay, so let's just do this. Doings of doing this. No. Let's go back and check that. Texture does not seem different. So, and we still have 100% seeds. So if it was seeding, would be going down. So I'm wrong. Yeah, there we go. That proves I'm wrong. Okay. So what we need is another cultivator first. That's fine. Excellent. At least I now know where we stand. We are going to not plough because reasons of raisins. I'm going to test something. I can't remember. I think it is still 1 for the cultivator, so but I'm just going to test it. Level 2. Yeah, it is level 1. Ouch. Doggo has returned. He can. Now, if you want trolling, Das has had it worse than Hitman, as evidenced by this.
Why is that okay? We've come down for breakfast. It's a beautiful morning. No.
You see? Proof that I trolled Das more than Hitman. Da da da. Da-dee-da-dee-da. Don't look at Stocko near your house if it's wooden. Well, yeah, or even partially wooden. So, yeah, I don't think I have ever forgotten, as long as I live, that moment. And yeah, I might have to get Dare's perspective on that and add that as a B-roll clip, because the only reason I haven't is because it's not mine to do that with. So I would want permission before I integrated that, because yeah, that's only fair. Even though I do have it because it was part of the Tebby 24 promos. So when we had the promo sequences that we aired every hour when we did the 24-hour live streams, it was definitely in part of that. So I still have those somewhere. But yeah, so yeah, lots of fun. Like I said, I think we said it last weekend when I was streaming. It's the weekend before. I think it was when Das and Wolfman and everything were here, and we kind of rewatched part of the interview after PAX East 2014 with Stocko, and particularly the Devil's Wafer portion. And oh my goodness, I mean, even when I watch it now, I cry, literally cry with laughter. And in the video, I'm also crying with laughter and unable to speak because Stocko was just absolutely so hilariously funny with that. So, bless his heart. Much love for Stocko, always. I think he's still. I don't know how much he's able to do now on YouTube or Twitch or anything, but based on what it looked like on Steam, because I've still got him on Steam, it looked like he got the promo code for Global Farmer, similar to how I did as well. So he definitely had it in his library before launch. So sorry, Stocko, if I'm letting your secrets out, but it's okay. So we're going to hire a worker here as well. Let that go. Going to go and check on the other one. So this one's doing okay, except for the fact that we've got this fluffy monstrosity going on. I think it's doing the same down here. So the hired workers do not bad job. It's just you've got to tidy up those edges. So, but still, you've got to be prepared for such things. Let's see how this one lines up. Not that it matters over much because you can still seed on the ploughed section. But yeah, now we've made some money from that. It was a good discovery, that crop field, because otherwise we'd have been scrimping and doing all the work manually. But now we've got enough money, we can get some labour in the door and get the doing of doings. So, and why not indeed? But yeah, we've got about half an hour left of the stream, and I do actually need to take a short adjournment. So I'm going to leave you with this hired worker for just a minute, and to cover the fact that you won't be hearing my fantastically wonderful voice that I'm sure everybody loves, we're going to leave you with a little bit of Up and Down the Field. Back in a bit.
Many years ago, on a field not far away, Hitman and Flatman started to farm and play. Beware the red tractor, it surely will become a dirt Galapagos factor, bouncing right up to the sun. Up and down the field we go, sowing seeds with love, we watch them grow. Up and down the field we go, where the crazy innocence will never know. As the years fly by, farming does go on, witnessing forks of justice. Some friends have been and gone, enjoying the time as if it were a crime. The clock ticks on, but the fun dies by. Up and down the field we go, sowing seeds with love, we watch them grow. Up and down the field we go, where the crazy innocence will never know. As the years fly by, the farming does go on, witnessing forks of justice. justice. Some friends have been and gone, enjoying the time as if it were a crime. The clock ticks on, but the fun dies by. Up and down the field we go, sowing seeds with love, we watch them grow. Up and down the field we go, where the craziness ends we'll never know. And down, sown with love, we watch them grow. And down the field we go, sowing seeds with love, we watch them grow. Up and down the field we go, where the craziness ends we'll never know.
And I'm back. I made it there and back in time. Always a miracle. So it looks like it's going to be getting dark soon. We'll carry on. And what I'll do is I'll skip the time forward to the tomorrow day between now and next week's weekend streams. So, because, yes. But yeah. So let's go check on the other one. Oh, what's going on? What's going on? What did it say? Gotta have a look. 1 second. Sorry. Big Trucker! You that very much. I think that's 100-bit chat. Thank you. Or was it 200? Was it just a message? But yeah, thank you, Big Trucker. Holy bleepity bleep. SpaceX launched Starship Stack 5 and caught the booster with the tower. The main ship survived re-entry and touchdown on target in the interior ocean, but it exploded after a bit. Oh wow! I had not seen anything about that. So how are you, BT? Or was that just a? Was that? I didn't actually get to see what that was. In terms, it was a 200-bit chit. So thank you very much for the 200 bits, Big Trucker. It's because I'm doing the dual stream. It's really difficult to see. Oh my goodness, that's highly appreciated. But yeah, my goodness, SpaceX. We won't be entering SpaceX into Starfleet anytime soon. So, okay, so we've got a few more ups and downs for that one to do. Then we'll just have to tidy up and we can get someone working on the seeding, but we'll probably get that started tomorrow. What else could we be doing? We could probably drop that here and go get the other cultivator and start on this other field. So we'll do all these 3 fields in close proximity. So, how are you today, BT? Hope you're well. And I do love the self-censoring. Holy bleepity bleep! Hour 20 minutes and 45 minutes ago. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm sure that will be on the YouTubes. So it will certainly probably be everywhere, but there we go. Goodness me. It's certainly craziness. Have a look. Looky-loo. and to text and drive at the same time. Ah! First attempt to catch a booster and they caught it. It's still hanging there. Okay. Let's have another hide worker.
All hands brace for impact.
Da, da, da. Yeah, that's... Wow. Seeing just a few videos on X about it. Nice. Yeah, the ability to return. Fantastic.
Toast.
Thank you very much, BT, for the 25 bits and the 10,000 toast. Gotta love the exasperation in Das's voice. And for those of you on Twitch, apologies, the adverts are going to start in about half a minute or so. I'm going to actually turn the temperature up because I'm getting a bit chilly in here. Why am I chilly? Let's have a look. Yeah, it's a little bit. Let's put it up a couple of degrees. There we go. It's a difference, but 17.5 degrees is not quite enough. I need 18 degrees. It's like a half a degree, and I'm not warm enough. Absolute insanity. But there we go. Big Trucker's gifted a tier 1 sub to Pharmacut. Thank you very much to Big Trucker, and gifted. That's now a total of 15 gifted subs. Big Trucker, thank you so much. That's very appreciated. First attempt to catch a booster and they caught it. It's still hanging there. Nice, yeah. Oh. Big Trucker's gifted to Mikey. Thank you again. Very, very much appreciated. Big Trucker's always good. So yeah, those gifted subs are appreciated. There's Mikey thanking as well. And for Granite God as well, my goodness. Thank you very much, Big Trucker, again, for the gifted sub for Granite God, my goodness. I think this might be the more subs than I've had for a long time on my channel. up to 9 subs. Actually, no, 10. Wow. Thank you very much. I can't remember the last time I had 10 subs on the channel, BT. I very, very much appreciate that. So, yeah. I might have to go and check in to make sure that's not a new peak and it hasn't unlocked like new emote slots and things like that, because oh dear. Yeah, Granite God might be lurking, but I'm sure they say thank you. And Farmer Kurt's probably chasing a squirrel around the garden. So, but I'm sure he also says thank you. Oh dear. But I certainly do. Oh. There we go. Let's go and see how the other one's doing. We've got this one doing this. So we're doing that field, and then this field. Those who you saw in chat, little space first celebration. Yeah, it's absolutely thrilling to think of how much that's advancing. I mean, and it's we're advancing now with private industry now kind of in getting in on the act and not just government entities. So it's certainly going to be interesting. Who would have thought, 10 years ago or so, that space tourism would be a thing? Just going up to kind of the atmosphere, just outside the atmosphere, as it were. Another step towards farming on Mars. Well, if you look at this, we could be farming on Mars here. It looks like it. But yeah, farming on Mars. As long as we don't go with the likes of Babylon 5 and some of the other things where Mars has been a hotbed for kind of political troubles, as it were. So, but still, who knows? Who knows? Because if you can do that, I mean, then start terraforming planets. So, seeding atmospheres. It could be very interesting. But like I say, 3 more passes, I think, on that one. Do 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 do. Apologies, I didn't even know what the SpaceX thing was about today. So your holy bleepity bleep, I thought it was something had gone wrong rather than something had gone right. So yes, excellent. Something has gone right. Hello, Josh. Good afternoon. I hope you are well. We made some money. I found another field. So if you remember watching yesterday, obviously I didn't have enough money to be running the hired workers, or I was concerned that I wouldn't have enough to get to a crop harvest. But I came to this field. I was going to seed it, and I discovered a crop on it. So we've harvested it, sold it, and we've made some money. So much so that we had over 50,000 squidoodly doodles. So we are now cultivating 3 fields, and yeah, then we'll be moving to the next day and then probably seeding them. But that'll probably spill into next week's fun. So yeah, for those of you, when I do this, that are scrolling your mouse wheel to try and get to the chainsaw to chop the tree down, no chainsaw, no, chop the tree down. Okay. There we go. I said Granite God was probably lurking and would be back and say thank you very much, and I was right. So yes, Big Trucker's having a big old celebration, and why not? Why not? Lurking and playing Minecraft, yes. Ah, excellent, excellent. So Mars was always going to be a hotbed for long-term human trouble. It was always going to be the first human self-settled world. That means it inevitably will get crudloads of undesirable and independent people who will eventually muck it up. Well, there's that as well, BT. There's that side of it. Certainly on how it gets portrayed on Babylon 5 is it's many years after Mars has been colonized and they want independence from Earth. And that leads its own trouble because the Earth Gov don't want to give up, and of course then it's got, well, Earth has spent so much to make it habitable that you now want to have it all to yourselves. Well, hang on a minute. So there's arguments both ways, like there is for practically everything. So, but yeah, and again, you kind of, I suppose, in a way, you could equate it, and I don't mean a direct comparison, but you can equate it to like the early settlement of America. So it likely won't be the first generation; it'll be the generation after. Yeah, either the generation after or the second generation born on Mars, potentially. So, but yeah. No, fascinating times we live in. It really is. How long is it before playing a game like this will just be operating a drone tractor that will be actually doing the real work for you, and you just sit at your computer and you are actually really farming, be it on Mars or elsewhere. There we go. Truck wants off this rock. Well, yeah. Unfortunately, the only way to do that at the moment is not the most the best way. There we go. Yes, it would. If there were some options. I think the biggest difficulty is as we continue to expand our numbers, it puts us in ever more fun, ever more contention for the amount of space and the amount of real estate to sustain ourselves. There we go. This field's now ready. Ooh. There we go. La-di-da-di-da. So we've got the seeder there ready to go. And this one over here ready to kind of just tidy up these edges on these two fields. Whoa! Bumpity bumpity bump. Bumpity bumpity bump. But I might just do that bit there. Oh! Didn't mean for that to be quite so fast and aggressive. There's no auto speed limiter for when you put your implement down. These advances that have been, again, accepting that it's not, there's an element of realism that a lot of the true simmers would like to see done, and I can see that and agree that, and I can also see and understand why for giants it's a commercial product. Oh, I'm not paying attention. Western society and even China is facing population declines, birth rates, and are manure. Less than 2 kids per female on average. Ah! No, I was not aware of that, BT, so... It's just... My I guess my logic for saying that is looking at how much we still continue to build new housing. Because near me there's a new estate plan with another 250 or something houses to be built. And the fact that we just continue to do that is what I base my, rather than actually looking at birth rates, which would be a more scientific observation for certain. So, yeah, that's certainly an interesting one. But then, in all honesty, if we haven't got anywhere else to go, then we need to settle back a little bit before we can go again, as it were. Look at that. It's a nice view, isn't it? Farming into the sunset. I paused there for a second because that might end up actually being the thumbnail for YouTube. Because I totally haven't done a thumbnail for the YouTube version of this. China government and Western woman careerism is taking a serious toll. Yeah, I reckon UK birth rate is down by 13%. You believe it was? Oh wow, Mikey said. I said I wasn't going based on birth rates. Mine was based on just the sheer amount of land that we continue to consume for building housing. But then a lot of that is driven by the need for construction companies to make money, I suppose. So it doesn't necessarily reflect absolutely the population size, per se. But there we go. It's all interesting stuff, though. It's all interesting stuff. No, I have to be honest though, BT. I really don't pay a lot of attention to a lot of news because Western societies are dying out because of female careerism and female entitlements. Okay, not sure I've heard about that particular syndrome, but I mean, there's a lot of entitlement in a lot of people nowadays. But there we go. Yes. Josh didn't realise he'd come in on a cabinet meeting. Oh, it's not so much. Yeah, I don't know if it's a cabinet. It's more like just a single drawer. So, but no, it's I'd say it certainly is interesting times we live in. So. Yeah, as I kind of started to say, I pay very little attention to standard news, shall we say, because it's just overwhelmingly negative, and it's just So I don't watch any televised news, as it were, really. I catch things occasionally when they come up on X and on different feeds, but I'm always skeptical of those because you never know when anyone's pulling your leg. But, yes. I think possibly more so at the moment, but certainly uncertainty over everything and the higher prices that we've got at the moment will dissuade people from starting families. Right, so let's see if we can find, in the last little bit, let's see if we can find some more bottles. I was sure there was one in the chat. Apparently not. So let's go out to the island. I know there's some on the island. Never any happy news. That's the biggest problem, and I yeah, if I watch too much of that, I get terribly disheartened. But then I watch a lot of legal channels on YouTube, which isn't exactly good news either. But at least it's laughable. So. There's one. We found a bottle. We found a bottle. There's a bottle. How many there are on the island? But search around just to make sure. I did have at one point. There's a map of them and all the locations. So. Society's been corrupted and people aren't being taught and indoctrinated for a healthy population. Well, yes. There's certainly something to be said for education beyond just the minimum education and kind of, I think, rational. Is it rational thought? Is it rational thought, or is it just kind of thought and debate, and rather than just teaching a level of, okay, this is what it is. But there we go. Maybe I'm misspeaking. Step forward was made 2 hours ago towards making humanity multi-planetary. Indeed. Why mess up only one? We can mess up more. I do say that in jest, but we've got to be able to have a society that can be cohesive and work together and disagree without violent repercussions in order to make that work, I think. But there we go. I have strange ideas. They teach feelingism and superiority of females now. Well, again, I don't know specific curriculums, but obviously education varies from place to place. But I mean, there's an element of being in touch with what's going on in your own mind, so that's an element of mental health. But there's also kind of when you can get buried in the internal, and when it becomes, as we see with the Karens, when it becomes more of a question of, well, when does my right to X trump your right to Y? Because that's where a lot of it comes in, or seemingly is, I have a right not to be offended. Well, no, I don't know of anywhere that you have a right to not be offended. You have a right to not be attacked, perhaps. But when does that perceived right to not be offended trump your right to say something? Perhaps if marriage is a major component. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know really what to say about marriage because, yeah, I don't have much of an opinion on it nowadays. But yes, dum dum. Like he says, let's just build a wall. Well, That'll solve all the problems, won't it? I seem to remember that. If anyone's ever watched the TV series The Newsroom, there was a lovely quote there, and I think it's probably from an actual news show. It's like, let's build a wall. Let's build a 6-foot wall. Well, yeah, with all due respect, if you build a 6-foot wall, then there's going to be a company that says, let me sell you a 7-foot ladder. And it's like, well, let's make it 8 foot. Heck, let's make it 10 foot. And it's like, well, yeah, kind of not the point. But there we go. Marriage is no longer what it was. Well, that's true. And I think there are benefits and disbenefits to that big trucker. I mean, there certainly were people years ago that stayed in marriage and were unhappy, but made it work, and that was it. But yeah, it's a difficult one. It's a difficult one because everyone's got their own feelings about everything, and that's perfectly valid. But again, we can't all grow together all the time. Just check for more bottles. But there we go. Anyway, I think we are about there. We are. It is that time. So let's just check in and see where we're at. We've got another 4%. We've got our worker there doing the doings of doing this, and we've got our other worker over here doing the doings of doing this on this one. So I'm going to leave them going for now, and we're going to head on out to our thank you screen. If I can remember to press the button. There we go. So yeah, so off we go to our thank you screen. So thank you very much everyone for watching, chatting, lurking. Thank you, a very huge thank you to Big Trucker for the 200 bits and for the I don't even know how many gift subscriptions today. I think it was 3 or 4 gift subscriptions. I'm just going to count them. It's 3 big. So thank you very much, and obviously congratulations on the SpaceX fantastic news. Thank you, Granite God, Big Trucker, Mikey, Josh, and Farmer Kurt. I scroll back through the chat to try and make sure I've gotten all that. Fabby, so thank you very much for keeping me company in the chat. It always makes the stream much more fun for me. And thank you for anyone that's been watching on YouTube. For those on Twitch, we're going to see if we've got a raid target active. We do not. We do not. So apologies, but we don't have a raid target. So we're going to leave it there and say thank you everyone for your fantasticness. Hope you have a great rest of your Sunday. I'll be back again tomorrow with Global Farmer in the morning and with Transport Fever in the afternoon. So take care, everybody. Look after yourselves, and we will be back again. Bye for now.